Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and today I'll be going over the first set of cards from the newest set, Lightning Lightning Overdrive. I almost said Lightning Vortex because again, that's a card that exists in real life. So I tend to mess up the name of this set a lot. That is right on my screen. Then it was right on my screen, and I'm the dumbass for not seeing it. Anyways, let's get started. First, we have Zexal Weapon Twin Saber, or Pegasus Twin Saber. And the thing about most of these Zexal weapons, they all have a similar first effect and similar third effect. You can only control one copy of each of them, and you can equip them from your hand to a Utopia monster you control. Granted, the stat changes vary depending on the Zexal weapon. So, yeah, anyways, if your opponent if your opponent's life points are at least 2,000 higher than yours, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, oh yeah, and you can equip this card, and your Utopia monster gains 1,000 attack. Anyways, for the fourth effect, once per turn, while this card is equipped to a monster, you can negate any monster effect activated on your opponent's field, which is a pretty good effect. It's not a quick effect, but it's good nonetheless. Oh yeah, and that's also, which makes sense. Also, why you can only control one, because it'd be stupid if you can negate it multiple times a turn. But I doubt Konami was thinking about that when they designed this card. Next, we have not Zexal Sates, Zexal Servant Arm Sage. If you control exactly one level 4 monster except Zexal Servant Arm Sage and no other monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If a Utopia monster was Xyz summoned using this card as material, you get to add one Zexal weapon monster from your deck to your hand. Also, the summoning restriction is fairly strict on this because they don't want Utopic Zexal, abusing it. But let's be real, Utopic Zexal is going to be banned anyways, or at least should be banned anyways. And the OCG banned this, so the OCG doesn't have to worry about this degeneracy anytime soon. Anyways, if you control no cards, again, very strict summoning restriction, you can special summon this card from your hand. If a Utopia Xyz monster that was, Xyz summoned using this card on the field as material gains this effect. If it is Xyz summoned, you can add one rank up magic normal spell from your deck to your hand. Meaning, if you want, you can add your newest rank up magic, or you can add Numeron Force. Which, in this deck, the new rank up magic would be better since I guess your new Xyz monsters aren't really number monsters. And speaking of new Xyz, we have Draconic Utopia Ray. This monster, unlike Utopia Ray, is a rank 5 monster, and it doesn't require you to use 3 level 4 light monsters. But again, just like Utopia Ray, the material isn't really going to matter given how you're going to summon it. Once per turn, when this card is targeted for an attack or by a card effect, meaning, if you target this card with a Zexal weapon, you can essentially equip another Zexal weapon from your hand or deck to this card. And this is obviously a once per turn effect because that'd be stupid if you can just continuously equip and equip and equip. So it makes sense. Granted, I do wish it was a twice per turn effect, but I understand why Konami wouldn't want to do that either. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Zexal weapons equipped to this card, negate their effects. And the cool thing is, it doesn't specify that it has to be monster effects, and it doesn't specify that it has to be at the end of this turn. Meaning, you can essentially negate floodgates permanently. I mean, granted, it's not a quick effect, so you can't just negate things like normal spells that don't stay up on the field, but you can negate everything else. On your turn. Anyways, we have Zexal Weapon Draconic Halberd. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, this monster has all the new Zexal weapons equipped to it. As you can see here, this is the rank 5 that I just glimpsed at. And this is Pegasus. Yeah, this is Twin Pegasus, and yeah, that's just about it. Those are the only two Zexal weapons that were revealed so far in this set. Anyways, this is rank 5. And you may be wondering, that kind of sucks since this is a, since the monsters in your deck are majority level 4. But it is possible to exceed summon this normally or, through other means. Since Pegasus Saber is able to special summon itself. But anyways, first effect, it cannot attack directly, which makes sense once you look at its fourth effect. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, add one Zexal spell and trap from your deck to your hand, meaning that you can add basically anything that has Zexal in the name, including your newest rank up card. You can target one Utopia monster. You can target one Utopia monster you control, equip this card you control to that target as an equip spell. And it gives the equipped target 3,000 attack. The cool thing is, unlike most of the other Zexal weapons, this doesn't restrict you to only controlling one face-up copy of this card. So you can essentially equip 2 of this card and give a Utopia monster you control 6,000 attack. And I think all Utopias have the base attack of 2,500 at the minimum, with the exception of Utopia Root and Utopia Future. Anyways, next we have the newest rank up magic Zexal Force. You can target one Xyz monster you control, special summon from your deck. Hold up. So I had to, stop for a sec. Hopefully, I actually remember to edit out the parts where I'm talking to my mom. Hopefully. Anyways, this is the newest rank up magic card. It's called Zexal Force. You can target one Xyz monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one Utopia or Zexal weapon monster that is one rank higher than the monster you control by using it as Xyz material, and if you do, place one Zexal weapon or Zexal Sage monster from your deck on top of your deck. This is treated as an Xyz summon, and then you transfer material. But the stacking may seem pointless, but it actually works well with an existing Zexal weapon card that allows you to basically excavate cards from the top of your deck. Excuse me. Anyways, second effect, if your opponent's life points are at least 2,000 higher than yours, you can banish this card from your graveyard, draw one card, which is pretty good. I mean, situational, but it's better than nothing. Since you are going to have less life points than your opponent due to things like, I think, Utopic Tactic. That and because these cards are created in the OCG where triple upstart exists, it also again makes sense. It's probably less practical in the TCG, but who knows? We might actually get upstart Goblin back to 3. Hopefully. Next, we have Zexal Construction. Also, I like how they turned an Aspel in the anime into an actual card. Oh, that's funny. Anyways, Zexal Construction. It's a normal spell, and its effect reads: reveal one card in your hand, and if you do, add one of the cards below from your deck to your hand. Then shuffle the revealed card into your deck. So in a sense, it's a neg 1, but it's a welcomed neg 1 since it can help you get whatever you want from your deck to your hand. You can add a Zexal weapon monster, a Zexal sage monster, a Zexal spell and trap, or a rank up magic, or rank down magic, which I think we only have one of in the entire game. It'd be nice if Konami made a rank down magic for Phantom Knights, but I digress. Oh yeah, also, because it has Zexal in the name, this card is also searchable with your, it's also searchable by Halberd. So that's fun. Next we have Zexal Interest, which also is searchable by Halberd as well as this card, though this deck has a lot of search power so far. Anyways, it's a normal spell is a normal spell card. Target one Utopia, Zexal Weapon, or Zexal Sage monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, or special summon it. If your opponent's life points are at least 2,000 higher than yours, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Zexal spell / trap from your graveyard, except Zexal Interest added to your hand, which also is very good since you could also just grab back any Zexal card. So not only do you have ways to get Zexal cards from your deck to your hand, but also from your graveyard to your hand, so that way you can actually reuse them. Next and lastly, we have Zexal Alliance, which is one of the most gimmicky cards. I mean, it's not the most gimmicky cards. I wouldn't even count it in the top 10 as far as gimmicky cards, but it is pretty damn gimmicky. If a face-up exceeds monsters you control is destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can pay life points so that way you only have 10 life points left. Special summon one Utopia monster from your graveyard, and if you do, place one card from your deck on top of your deck. Then the summoned monster's attack becomes doubled. It cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. Also, it cannot be destroyed by battle except with another Xyz monster, which is another gimmick from the anime. Anyway, someone's calling me again, so I'm just gonna end the video here.